It was 11 p.m. when Donnie Yen walked into one of Hong Kong's most famous nightclubs with his girlfriend. All he wanted that night was a little peace, a little quiet, and a few hours away from the pressures of the world. The lights inside the club were dim, the music was loud, and the dance floor was packed with people. Donnie found a quiet corner and sat down. He had no intention of fighting, no desire to impress anyone. For him, it was supposed to be an ordinary evening, but fate had something else in store. A short while later, a gang of 7 or 8 young men entered the club, making noise, pushing people aside, and trying to dominate the room. One of them noticed Donnie's girlfriend and walked straight toward her, making rude comments and behaving disrespectfully. Donnie calmly asked him to stop. He wasn't looking for trouble. He simply wanted the situation to end peacefully. But the group ignored his warning. Instead, they became even more aggressive, completely unaware of who they were provoking. That was their biggest mistake. Donnie slowly stood up without saying another word. He looked at the gang leader and gave him one final warning. "Leave." The leader laughed, signaled to his friends, and the entire group rushed toward Donnie at once. What happened over the next few minutes was something everyone inside the club would remember for the rest of their lives. Donnie's hands and feet moved with incredible speed and precision. It looked like an action movie, but this wasn't a movie. It was real. One after another, the attackers hit the floor. Throughout the fight, there was no anger or fear on Donnie's face, only the calm confidence of a man who knew exactly what he was doing. When the last man collapsed, silence filled the nightclub. Even the music seemed to fade into the background. The same men who had walked in full of arrogance only minutes earlier were now lying injured across the floor. Someone immediately called the police, and within minutes, officers arrived at the scene. They found 8 injured men and 1 person standing completely unharmed. Donnie Yen was taken into custody. He offered no resistance and quietly held out his hands because, in his mind, everything that needed to happen had already happened. The following day, after witnesses explained that the gang had started the confrontation, Donnie was released immediately. News of the incident spread rapidly throughout Hong Kong. People began saying that what audiences saw on screen was real. Donnie Yen genuinely knew how to fight. But those who knew him personally understood the truth. He had not fought to show off his skills. He had fought to protect his dignity and defend his girlfriend. That is the difference between a true warrior and a street thug. To this day, the story remains well known in Hong Kong's martial arts community. Whenever people talk about real strength, they often remember that night. Donnie Yen never boasted about the incident or used it to build his reputation, because truly powerful people do not feel the need to display their strength. They keep it under control and use it only when absolutely necessary. Bruce Lee once said, "The best fight is the one that is never fought." But when a fight cannot be avoided, fight with the discipline, restraint, and courage of someone like Donnie Yen.